So what are WebSockets, really? You might not know the name, but they are the invisible engine behind so many of the real-time experiences you have online, every single day.
Okay, picture this. You're in the middle of an intense online game, and that leaderboard is just changing on the fly, showing every single point as it's scored. Or maybe you're scrolling through social media and new comments are just popping up right under a post, instantly.
That seamless, instantaneous feeling. That's what we've come to expect from the modern web, right? But have you ever just stopped for a second to wonder how it all works? What's the actual technology making that live interaction even possible? To really appreciate WebSockets, we kind of have to go back in time. We need to understand the fundamental problem they were designed to solve, the web's original built-in limitation when it came to real-time communication.
Think about it like this. The web's original protocol, HTTP, is kind of like sending a letter. Your browser, the client, sends a request. The server sends back a response. And that's it. The conversation's over, the connection closes. But real-time apps, they need something more like a phone call, a persistent, open line where both sides can just talk back and forth whenever they need to.
Early on, developers came up with this, well, let's call it a clumsy workaround. It was called polling. And this is basically your browser just repeatedly nagging the server every few seconds, asking, anything new yet? How about now? Got anything for me now? As you can imagine, this is incredibly inefficient. Most of those requests just come back empty, creating a ton of absolutely useless network traffic.
All of that inefficient back and forth created a huge problem. And this is where WebSockets come into the picture, offering a much more elegant and efficient solution.
So what is the official definition? A WebSocket is a protocol that opens up a persistent, two-way communication channel. You'll hear the term full-duplex connection between a client and a server all over one single connection. It is that dedicated phone line we were talking about.
So, what are the upsides here? Well, first, you get true, real-time updates. Because that connection is always open, latency just plummets. It's also way more efficient with resources. No more wasted requests. And, this is crucial, it's bidirectional. The server doesn't have to wait for you to ask for an update. It can push information to you the very moment it happens.
So let's split these different approaches head to head. Let's do a little side-by-side showdown.
I mean, just look at this. Polling, high latency, terrible efficiency. Long polling is a bit of an improvement, but you still get delays, and it can really tie up server resources. And then you have WebSockets, super low latency, really high efficiency, and that true two-way conversation. For anything real-time, it is the undisputed champion.
All right, so we get why WebSockets are so effective. But how does this special connection actually get started? Let's walk through what I like to call the four-step dance.
It all starts with what's called a handshake. Your browser sends a regular HTTP request, but it includes this special little upgrade header. If the server supports WebSockets, it replies with a 101 switching protocols status. And boom, just like that, the connection is upgraded and it just stays open. From then on, data can fly back and forth freely. Finally, when it's all done, either side can send a close frame to end the conversation.
And here is the real punchline on efficiency. After that initial handshake, the data packets sent over a WebSocket connection can have as little as 2 bytes of overhead. Just 2 bytes. Compare that to the massive headers you get with a full HTTP request, and you start to see just how much bandwidth is being saved here. It's incredible.
Now, this isn't just some abstract techie thing. You are using WebSockets all the time, probably without even realizing it.
Let's start with real-time collaboration. Ever use Google Docs and seen your colleague's cursor just moving around and their text appearing on your screen instantly? Yep, that's WebSockets, creating that seamless, simultaneous editing experience for everyone.
Then, of course, there's live chat and notifications. Messaging platforms like Slack use them to make your conversations feel totally instant. And social media apps use them to push new likes and comments directly to you, no refresh button required.
The stakes get even higher in online gaming and finance. In a multiplayer game, low latency is everything. It makes sure all players are seeing the exact same game state at the same time. And for financial trading platforms, real-time stock prices are streamed directly to traders, where every single millisecond counts. And the applications are just expanding all the time. Your Internet of Things devices use them to send sensor data and get commands instantly. If you've ever been watching a live stream, all those interactive features, the live chat, the little reaction emojis, that viewer count ticking up in real time, are very often being powered by this exact technology.
But as powerful as they are, using WebSockets isn't always a simple walk in the park. So let's look at the complete picture and cover some of the challenges and things to think about.
Developers have a few hurdles to think about. Some older network proxies or firewalls might not understand or might even just block WebSocket connections. And scaling up to support thousands or millions of these persistent connections requires some very careful server architecture. Plus, you always need a fallback plan, something like reverting to long polling for older clients that just can't make that WebSocket connection.
And of course, security and stability are absolutely non-negotiable. It's crucial to use the Secure Protocol, WSS, which is basically the equivalent of HTTPS. And because connections can drop, developers often build in a little heartbeat mechanism, a tiny ping-pong message sent back and forth, just to make sure the line is still open.
So from collaborative tools to financial markets, WebSockets have completely revolutionized how we build for the web, powering the instantaneous experiences we now totally take for granted. Which leaves us with a final thought. As our world demands ever more instant and seamless connection, what's the next evolution for real-time communication?